Rick and Morty Season 3 is not really here yet, unfortunately, but that gives me time to come up with some theories for the show. And let's face it, it's pretty hard to come up with some logical theories and show proof and explanations to back them up. So without further ado, I want to say that Evil Morty is indeed the key to Rick and Morty. I'm Jay, this is Thing Theory, where I discuss theories by putting on my tinfoil hat and overanalyze them. In the episode Close Encounters of the Rick Kind, we are introduced to a plot where an evil version of Rick and Morty are going out and killing Ricks and kidnapping their Mortys. We find out that these two characters have been using them to hide themselves from anything and anyone by using the Morty brainwaves to counter with Rick's brainwave, making them invisible. In the end of the episode, Morty leads a vicious group of Mortys to attack evil Rick, who turns out to be a controlled robot led by Evil Morty. This leads to Evil Morty and all Mortys captured by the two to be released to their family. But here's one thing that really caught people's attention. When Rick is captured by Evil Rick, you see some of Rick's past, and one thing that appears is Rick and baby Morty. But if Rick has been gone for 20 years, and he is seen with Morty, Rick shouldn't have been there. So then what does this mean? And referring back to the statement, Evil Morty is the key to all of this, Justin Roiland, co-creator of Rick and Morty, has said that Evil Morty will be back for Season 3 and will solve some loose storylines. Well, a loose storyline is the fact that Rick is seen with a baby Morty, but it shouldn't be since Rick has been gone for 20 years. So now how is Evil Morty the key? Well, some people already speculated that Evil Morty is Rick's original Morty. It is highly possible, and I'm going to show you some proof that it may just be. In the episode Morty Night Run, Rick is seen signing something for the Jerry daycare, and we see that Rick is originally from Earth Dimension C-137, but Jerry is not applicable. Then in the episode Close Encounters of the Rick Kind, Morty is seen giving the trapped Mortys a speech, and in the speech he says he is from the Earth Dimension C-137. So what does this all mean? Well, if both are truly from the same dimension, then why is Rick seen with a baby Morty from the same dimension if he was gone for 20 years? This could mean that one of them is from C-137 and the other is from another dimension, which leads me to this. Perhaps Rick is from C-137, but Morty is from another dimension. And also, how would Morty truly know he is from C-137? From Rick, of course, and so Morty probably just assumed he was from C-137. But then this means that Rick had another Morty, and this other Morty is in fact Evil Morty. But it doesn't stop there, because this key unlocks everything. You see, I rewatched the Close Encounters of the Rick Kind, and I gathered a few quotes that caught my attention. Evil Rick tells Rick,
"We're not so different, you and I."
And since Evil Rick is being controlled by Evil Morty, it could imply that Evil Rick is what Evil Morty saw in Rick C-137. Another quote is that,
"We both know that if there's any truth in the universe, it's that Ricks don't care about Mortys."
Again, Evil Rick is being controlled by Evil Morty. What if he's directly saying this to Rick C-137, implying that Rick C-137 left Evil Morty and Evil Morty felt like his Rick didn't care about him? Another one is said by Evil Morty,
"Mortys have no chance of defeating a Rick."
This would imply that Evil Morty was trying to stop any Mortys from overcoming their Ricks so that Evil Morty's plans would be complete. And lastly,
"A cocky Morty can lead to some big problems."
Rick tells his Morty not to get too cocky. Does this mean that if a Morty does in fact get cocky, they can overcome their Rick? All these quotes all lead to one person, Evil Morty. It is no doubt that Evil Morty hates Rick. I mean, he went to kill 27 other Ricks, and almost killed C-137 Rick. And perhaps C-137 Rick left Evil Morty because Evil Morty was becoming too cocky and was about to overtake C-137 Rick. But this theory train doesn't stop here, because where would Rick go if he left his original Morty? To the Mortiest Morty, but why go to the Mortiest Morty? What is he hiding from? Well, what if before he made it back to the Morty we know, he, Bird Person, and possibly Squanchy did their crimes against the Galactic Federation, and since Rick had to hide from them, Rick used his machine he used in Rick Potion number 9 to find a reality that has the Mortiest Morty, which is the reality we are watching. And we all know that if a Rick is accompanied by a not-so-smart Morty, Rick can be hidden from radars such as the Galactic Federation. Now let's take it back to episode 1, season 1, where Rick and Morty are in an interdimensional airport and they have to go through customs. They in fact run into some Gromflomites who seem to be part of the Federation. But if Rick is really wanted by them, why didn't they arrest him? Well, because since there are so many Ricks and C-137 Rick is the most wanted Rick, they just can't arrest every Rick they see. So what if Morty's brainwaves are making C-137 Rick hidden from these federal officers? Of course though, they indeed break the rules, but since Rick escaped with Morty, he is again hidden. But it all came down to Wedding Squanchers, where Rick confirms he was with Bird Person for a long time, which finally led to the arrest of the most wanted Rick by the Galactic Federation. Now remember, this is all speculations and I could be missing some points, but that is my take on Evil Morty being the key to Rick and Morty. Evil Morty was abandoned by Rick because Rick felt like Evil Morty was becoming too powerful, which made Evil Morty grow hate in Rick's. This then leads to Rick leaving Evil Morty to go with Bird Person, and the crimes against the Galactic Federation begins, making him very wanted, and in order to hide from them, Rick needs a Morty with a brainwave that can counter Rick's brainwave, making Rick unseen in enemy radars. This leads to Rick coming back to quote-unquote Beth's life, where her Rick was gone for 20 years, and where the Mortiest Morty currently lives in, and finally leading to the Rick and Morty we know today. Now this was a long episode, and hey, even if I spent hours on this theory and it doesn't become true, it was really fun doing it, and hopefully we can find more answers in the release of season 3. Also try taking a shot every time I say Rick or Morty. Thanks for watching, guys. I really enjoyed this one and I had tons of fun. If you do not mind, please subscribe to the channel to let me know you guys want more of my content, and leave a like to show your support towards this video. And lastly, I'd like to read your theories, so please feel free to comment down below. Other than that, you guys have been a lovely audience. My name is Jay, and I'll see you guys in another day. Peace out.